Hi everyone, Heather here with Astrology with Heather.com, and I am back with another weekly forecast. And this one is for Monday, August 5th, all the way through to Sunday, August 11th of 2019. And this is a great week in the astrology, a very auspicious week with lots of Jupiter action. I feel like this is the week that many people have really been waiting for since the start of 2019 even, because we've had so much crazy astrology. We've had so much Saturnian, restrictive, heavy energy, a lot of purging and restructuring and letting go. And then we had, this last eclipse cycle during a Mercury retrograde. And so people have been going through a lot of changes, a lot of turbulence, a lot of ups and downs, and this week provides us with some really great energy and some powerful opportunities for whatever it is actually that we want to accomplish. I mean, this is really going to help to fire us up and to help us to be successful in whatever it is we want to achieve this week. So it's a really powerful, very positive week. We have, as I mentioned before, Jupiter in the mix. Jupiter is going to be slowing down to station. It'll be stationing actually at the end of this week into the weekend on Sunday. And when Jupiter stations, it's a very strong energy in the skies. It's sort of this snapshot, this moment in time where things are expanded on and revealed and become much more clear. And when the beneficial energies of Jupiter can be amplified. And so it's not necessarily a forward momentum energy with Jupiter just yet per se, but it is an energy where we're going to be feeling really good. We're going to be feeling really lit up about things. We're going to be feeling much more ambitious, much more driven, much more excited about whatever it is we want to accomplish moving forward. And this is a week where things are just going to feel a lot easier. It's like a sigh of relief, a breath of fresh air. Jupiter is going to be in trine with the Sun, in trine with Venus. So we have the great benefic with the lesser benefic. And between these two aspects, these are two of the most auspicious, lucky, beneficial aspects that you can have in astrology. The two benefic planets in the most harmonious aspect with one another, working together to create harmony, ease, and good fortune for all of us on a global and on a personal level in certain areas of our lives, which I'll get to in the forecast for all 12 signs. And then you have the Sun, right? And so the Sun is about our success. It's about what's going on in the physical reality. And especially in the sign of Leo, it's about passion and achievement and what fires us up and helps us to feel joyful and excited about what it is that we're accomplishing in our lives right now. And Jupiter will really help us to achieve our goals. And with Jupiter in a really nice trine with the Sun, this is also a great time where we can reach out to people in positions of authority and gain their support, where we can achieve some goals that maybe have been on the back burner for quite some time because of some turbulent energy that's been going on. And if you don't want to go out and initiate crazy action and achieve, if you're feeling that post-eclipse hangover that I posted about on my social media yesterday, then this is a great week to relax. This is one of the best weeks to take a vacation and to do so in a way that helps you engage with your passions, to help you to engage in romance, to engage in fun, to engage in creative self-expression, to have an adventure. And so this is a great time to take a break from reality. So if you do have travel plans this week or vacation plans of some kind, if you are embarking on some sort of journey or adventure, you have absolutely the green light to do so. It's a great week for that as well. And so that's the main energy this week. We have a lot of Jupiter. It's like Jupiter. The other thing that's coming in, though, at the end of this week on Sunday, on the same day that Jupiter's stationing, is Uranus. Uranus will be stationing to go retrograde, where it'll stay retrograde until January of 2020. So this is a long retrograde period. It happens once each year for several months. And really when Uranus stations to go retrograde, especially if you're having a really strong hit from Uranus, like at an angle to one of your planets, which we'll talk about in the forecast for all 12 signs, this can bring really abrupt changes, reversals in fortune, really shocking, new information that can come in and shake up your plans, shake up your ideas about reality. It can completely throw you for a loop and cause you to have to change something, but it'll do so in a way that liberates you from stuck, stagnant old energy that you no longer need moving forward. So even if it is a disruptive energy for some, it will also be a liberating energy at the end of that disruption. So, I always view Uranus as being more of a positive, benefic energy, even amidst challenge. But it does sometimes bring situations that are uncomfortable. And I'll be talking about this way more in depth and in a lot of detail in my 3 to 4 hour webinar that I'll be having on August 17th. All about Uranus. We'll talk about Uranus in the birth chart, the ways that you can access and tap into that rebellious energy in a way that is going to be most fruitful and productive for you, and also how to deal with these Uranus transits, because when they come around, they really do shake things up. They really do change a lot. And for those of you who have a lot of energy in the fixed signs, so in Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, or Aquarius, you're going to be feeling that this week the most with that Uranus shakeup energy and into the next 7 years. So you really want to figure out what's going on here and how to tap into that energy and utilize it to its fullest potential. So if you want to sign up for that webinar, there's only about 10 days left to sign up for the discounted rate. The link is down in the description below. And since we're talking about that and we've gotten through the forecast, I'll just get into my last couple of announcements. There's not a lot right now. I'm winding down a little bit. I'm starting to catch up on things, and then I'll start doing new stuff again next month. It's been a crazy eclipse season. But so I'm having that Mastering Uranus webinar live August 17th. That is part of my Mastering the Outer Planets webinar series, where we'll be going really in depth into all of the outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And you can get that right now also at a discounted rate. The price will go up after the Mastering Uranus webinar. And so you can get, it's going to be 16 hours, maybe even more of information, and you get that for only $69. There's a webinar once every 2 months, and you can get a huge, really deep understanding of these outer planets and how they modify the energy in your birth chart through your personality and your personal experiences, but also how they affect you when they're transiting, because that's really, as an astrologer, that's what we look at when we're doing transit readings for people, when we're doing predictive readings for people. A lot of what we're looking at is are these outer planet transits, because they're the most transformative, long-lasting, impactful experiences that we have due to the astrological influences. And so we'll get into all of that. So the link to register for the full series is down in the description below. And if you are a Virgo sun sign, happy birthday. Your birthday's coming up in just a few weeks here, and your Virgo solar return forecast is now available. And it's available for immediate download. I actually set it up now so you can get the link immediately because I was having issues with that during the retrograde, people not getting their links and stuff. And so you can get that down in the description below. And if you are an Aries through Leo, your forecast is also there. So head on over. You'll get a 2-hour video describing the most important influences for your year ahead. All right. And so now that I've gone through all of that, let's get into the forecast now for all 12 signs per usual, starting with Aries, of course. Aries is always first. And Aries likes that because Aries is a little impatient. All right, and so for Aries and for Aries rising, this energy this week, you guys, is great for Aries, especially if you have your sun, moon, rising anywhere near 14 degrees in the sign of Aries. And I would give it really anywhere from, let's say, 11 to 17 degrees. You'll be feeling this incredible burst of positive energy. This will help to uplift your mindset, to help you to feel much more optimistic about all of your endeavors. You'll feel much more passionate, romantic, inspired this week. This is a great week to really initiate anything that you want to initiate, because things are way more likely to work out in your favor with a grand trine forming with your sun, your moon, or your rising sign. This week is all about you. This auspicious energy is pointed right at you. So you have the green light to connect with your passions, to experience more joy. For Aries in particular, this would be a great week to embark on some sort of higher educational pursuit or some sort of really exciting travel adventure. This would be a great week to go out on a date or to reignite the passions in your current romance. This would be a great week to connect with your children and do something really fun and playful and exciting for them. And it'll be exciting for you as well. And at the very least, this is a great week for you to just enjoy life, to really experience life to its fullest potential, and to do things that bring you the most joy. So this is a very satisfying, joyful week for Aries rising and Aries sun sign people. Uranus will be stationing to go retrograde though. And so with Uranus stationing to go retrograde in your second house, for some Aries people, you might have some sort of change or disruption in either a positive or a more disruptive way in relationship to your finances. And so you might see some sort of shocking revelation or some sort of surprise, like money coming in. You might have some surprising news around your finances this week, or a change in your relationship with money or the way that you create resources. And so, that's something that could come up for you this week as well. But the main energy is so positive that I feel like if something does come up and it is shocking and disruptive, it's going to be more of a positive experience on a financial level, because Jupiter is really protecting you this week. All right. And then for Taurus and for Taurus rising. So for you guys, this is happening in your eighth and fourth house, this trine here between the Sun, Venus, and Jupiter. And so Jupiter is stationing to go direct in your eighth house, which is the house of joint finances. It's the house of inheritance, money that comes in from an outside source. It's the house of debt and loans and investments and all of these things that relate to money that is not earned through your own hard work necessarily. And so this could be a time where there's some sort of revelation, or money comes in through family, or money comes in to provide you with the resources that you need to beautify your home or to benefit your family in some sort of way. This is a great week to connect with family. This is a great week to do projects around the home, to expand on your home. If you're thinking about selling a house or buying a new home, this would be a great week to initiate that endeavor, or to move forward with something, or to just look for housing because it's very likely that it'll be a good investment for you. Even if it's like a rental or something like that, it can still be applicable. And so this is a great week for all of that for Taurus and Taurus rising people. I would really recommend spending time at home, spending time connecting with the people that you care about the most, paying attention to your roots, paying attention to what goes on behind the scenes, behind closed doors, after work, because that's where you're going to find the most beautiful, beneficial energy this week, and that's really where you can facilitate a lot of growth and development. For the Uranus stationing to go retrograde, this is a little bit of a different energy. And so if you have your sun, moon, rising sign anywhere around that 6th degree in the sign of Taurus, and so I would say anywhere from 3 to 9 degrees, you'll be feeling this the most with Uranus stationing to go retrograde. And this could bring a shocking revelation. This could bring a complete reversal in some sort of situation or some sort of relationship in particular, or some sort of dynamic with your work or with your home life or your family life. This could bring this like sudden abrupt change in energy that shifts things in a way that might be shocking at first. It might feel a little disruptive, but the end results will ultimately be positive, because it'll bring a greater sense of freedom, liberation, for you to really become who you truly are, and to act more of your own volition, to not have to deal with like stuck, stagnant, repetitive energy anymore, or old conditioned patterns of behaving or acting in the world or engaging in relationship. And so you might get some surprises this week, but I would say that especially the surprises related to home and family for Taurus rising people, those will be mostly positive. And so I think it's going to be a great week, but just expect the unexpected, because when you have Uranus stationing on your ascendant, the weirdest stuff will happen. And it does kind of run that spectrum of like, positive and disruptive. And I don't want to say negative, because the end results are usually positive, even when it is really crazy in the moment. Even if it takes you a couple of years even to really get that perspective to understand why it was positive, it'll be positive. But it can bring some really weird situations high strange energy. And so luckily Jupiter's in the mix with that Sun and Venus conjunction on the opposite, and they're in that trine. So the surprises might not be so shocking or so crazy in the moment for you guys this week. All right, and then for Gemini and for Gemini rising. So for you guys, you have this Jupiter trine to the Sun in your 3rd house of communication and in your 7th house of relationships. This is a great week for connecting with people. This is a great week for forming new relationships or reigniting your passions and commitment and excitement in current relationships. This is a great time to go out there to meet new people, or to go out and have a date night with somebody that you care about, to call your closest friends, to communicate with people that you love and that you're close to. This is a great time for one-on-one communications and negotiations of all kinds. And so if you have an important thing that you need to negotiate involving business or just something personal, this is a great time to engage in that energy, because the negotiations are very likely to be beneficial for all parties involved, especially for you. So definitely something to think about there as well. But anything you need to do in terms of reaching out for communication, signing contracts, all of those things you've been delaying because of the Mercury retrograde, this is the time to do it. It's a great time to move forward with all of those types of activities. With Uranus stationing to go retrograde, this is in your 12th house, so this is a little hidden away, but this could bring some really incredible subconscious revelations that cause you to think about life in a new and exciting way. You can get visions, downloads, impressions. You might have some really strange dreams, but they might be trying to tell you something about how you need to change your life moving forward. You could have shocking, unexpected circumstances that come up around 12th house institutions that are hidden away from the world, like hospitals, monasteries, retreat centers, temples, places like rehabilitation facilities, things like that. So you might have shocking revelations that come in, or shocking circumstances that come in this week that surprise you around these institutions, maybe, around a friend or a family member or something along those lines. But for the most part, this is a great week for deep spiritual exploration and for paying attention to what comes in on that subconscious level, and a great time for connecting. Like, this is one of the best weeks for you to connect with people and to have those important conversations. All right, and for Cancer and for Cancer rising. So we have some good energy this week for Cancer and for Cancer rising, especially related to your career. And so you have this Sun-Venus energy happening in your 2nd house of finance, in a really nice trine with Jupiter, which is stationing to go direct in your 6th house of work, health, and daily routines. And so this is a great time for you to do anything that has to do with material gain, physical well-being, anything that helps to expand on your work in a really positive way. Maybe you've been working on making things easier for yourself on a day-to-day level so you can work with greater ease and expand on your career path without putting in so much strain and so much labor every single day, while still expanding on your finances. Maybe you've been trying to get that 4-hour work week going or whatever it is. If that's the case, this is a week where you can definitely make some progress. But working hard in the 6th house, or putting in energy into the 6th house, which has to do with your day-to-day work routines and projects and experiences, can really help to funnel resources into the 2nd house this week. And so you might have some material surprises that come in. Maybe you get a bonus. Maybe some money comes in from an unexpected source. If you need to make a major purchase, this is a great week where that can go really well for you. In terms of health types of issues, if that's something you've been dealing with, Jupiter has been transiting your 6th house and helping you to facilitate healing already, but this is going to bring an extra burst of energy, so that way you can really feel motivated and excited and passionate in pursuit of your health, nutrition, goals involving your body and your own wellness. Uranus will be stationing in your 11th house, which can bring some really weird, strange occurrences around friendships, groups of people. It doesn't have to be friends. It could even be like networks for business or organizations that you're a part of, but you could get some surprising news, or a really weird, shocking, surprising situation could come up involving your friendships, but this will help to liberate you. You could even have a new friendship that comes in, or a new group of friends that comes in this week, that it's like a completely different mindset than what you're used to surrounding yourself with, and it really opens you up to different experiences, potentials, ideas, and opportunities. And so, this can come about in a very positive way, but it might be a little unusual or shocking in the way that it comes about. All right, and then for Leo and for Leo rising, this energy is all about you, Leo. Leo's like that, right? But this is a great energy for Leo sun signs and Leo rising. You have the sun with Venus in your sign right now. And if this is your birthday week, oh my goodness, this is a really great, auspicious omen for your year ahead. If you ordered your solar return forecast for Leo, I would have talked about what this means for you in the grand scheme of things for a year ahead. But in general, this just indicates that you're going to have a very successful, very optimistic year where you're going to be able to accomplish a lot, to achieve your goals and ambitions a lot more easily. And you're going to feel good about whatever it is that you're engaging in, and whatever goals you're pursuing this year. You're going to feel optimistic. You're going to feel really good about it. The energy is going to be there for you to see it through. And you can learn more about that for Leo sun signs, again, in that solar return forecast. The link is down in the description below. But yeah, for everyone who has Leo sun, moon, rising, you're probably going to be feeling really good this week. You're going to be feeling more passionate, more excited, more lit up about life. And this Jupiter energy is expanding on your heart. It's expanding on your passions. It's expanding on the things that you do to find joy. It's helping you to expand on romance and play. This is a great week to connect with a romantic partner, or to reinvigorate the energy and passion in a current romance. This is a great week to connect with your children if you have any, and to do something exciting, adventurous, and playful with them this week. You'll have a lot of benefits that'll come through that. It'll open you up to a lot of creative potential and a lot of new joyful experiences that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So it's a great week to do something like that. This is also a great week for doing anything involving your body or your appearance. With that Venus energy, you're much more likely to feel more attractive, to feel more charismatic, to be much more well received. And that Venus energy in trine with Jupiter on your ascendant, especially if your ascendant is near that 14th degree, so anywhere from 11 to 17 degrees, this is one of the best times to like get a haircut, get a makeover, buy new clothes, that type of thing. So to beautify your body, or to do something luxurious, to pamper your body, like a spa treatment or something like that. So especially if it is your birthday, that's the best way to treat yourself. You got some good energy for that, and it'll go really well for you. Oh, and then Uranus. For Leo rising people, especially if you have your sun, moon rising from that 3 to 9 degrees in the sign of Leo, there's going to be a little bit of a change up going on here when it comes to your career, your public status, what you're doing out in the world for work. And so you might have some shocking, unexpected circumstances that come up that change something with a work-related project, or a career path that you're on, or some sort of dynamic with your boss or somebody in a position of authority. And even if you're not working, there could be some disruption to your public reputation, your public status, the way that you present yourself out in the world. That could come about this week in a way that's very unusual and very strange and a little bit shocking even. However, that really nice Jupiter energy is protecting you. So even if it is a little disruptive or unusual, or it's like completely throwing you a curveball into this weekend, with like the changes that are coming up, the end results are very likely to be beneficial for you. So, just hang in there, ride it out, ride the wave, and Jupiter has your back, so you are being protected by the most benefic planets in astrology as well. All right, and then for Virgo and for Virgo rising, So this trine is happening in your 4th house of the home and in your 12th house, which is the house of rest, relaxation. It's the house of going inward, taking time out to just take stock of things, to connect with your spirituality, to connect with your creativity, to rest, to decompress, to step outside of the day-to-day grind and your day-to-day reality. And that's something that's really needed, especially for Virgo sun signs. You're getting ready to come into your solar return in a couple of weeks. And this is a really great time to spend time just looking back on the year that has just passed. What's worked for you? What isn't working for you? What do you need to release moving forward in order to create space to make something new for yourself in the year ahead? And you can find out, again, what's happening in your year ahead in your Virgo solar return forecast, which the link is down in the description below. But for this week, it's a really great energy to just rest, reflect, take a vacation, spend some time at home just doing whatever it is that you want to do. Veg out a little bit. Do things that Virgos don't normally feel comfortable doing because they're always wanting to do tasks and get things done. And Virgos work really hard. I'm a Virgo, I know that. And so this is a great week to just kick back a little bit, to go on some sort of retreat, to take time to pamper yourself, to care for yourself, to spend time with your family, and anything that you want to do around your home, your family, your property. You have the green light to do that this week, and it'll go really smoothly for you as well. So connecting with family or doing something for your family, or expanding on your home, beautifying your home, moving, those types of things are really great to do this week if that's something that's coming up for you. That Uranus energy stationing is happening in your 9th house, which is the house of your sort of higher mindset. It's the house of your beliefs about God, the universe, the world around you that frame your reality. And especially if you're a Virgo between 3 and 9 degrees, you'll be feeling this the most in a very positive way. So this could bring positive changes in your belief systems or mindsets that change the way that you operate out in the world, and help you to feel much more liberated, much more authentic, and much more true to yourself, to help you to feel much more free and able to move about the world in the way that you see fit. So this is a great time to sort of unshackle your mind. So to free your mind, and by freeing your mind, you're going to free up a lot of energy for you to pursue the things that you've always wanted to pursue, but maybe you've held back on because your beliefs or your moral value systems that you held in the past prevented you from fully embracing it. So this is a great time for Virgos and for all the earth signs, really. This is going to be a great energy this week. All right. And then for Libra and Libra rising. So for Libra rising, this energy with this grand trine is happening in your 11th house of friendships with the Sun and Venus sitting there, bringing some really great energy, some really positive energy to all of your networks and all of your friendships and all of your connections with groups of people. So this is a great week to get out there, to communicate with groups of people. If you want to teach like some sort of webinar or connect with people on a group level via the internet, in some sort of teaching capacity, or to communicate some sort of important information. Jupiter in your 3rd house of communication and education is making a really nice trine to your 11th house, which is groups of people, it's networks, and it's networking via the internet as well. And so this is a great time to do things like that. But in general, this is a great time to just get out there, spend time with your friends this week. Connect with the people that you like to surround yourself with because you enjoy their company, because this is a great time to do that. Also, if you want to form some new club or organization or group, now's a great time for you to initiate action on that. If you want to if you are already a part of a group or organization, this is the time to launch into something, to launch a new project, or to reconnect with that group. So, a great time for all of those types of things. Short distance trips are also favorable this week. So if you want to take a little day trip, especially if you're doing it with a group, now's a great time to do that as well. The other thing that's going on is Uranus is stationing to go retrograde in your 8th house, which is the house of transformation. It's the house of death and rebirth and things that we find scary that we hold on to, that prevent us from doing what we want to do. And so you could have some sort of shocking experience or revelation that shakes you out of your old fears, your old worries, your old anxieties, that brings up old trauma but changes your mindset around it, so that way you're liberated from the subconscious influences that control your behavior externally. This could also be a really great week where you could have some sort of unexpected surprise coming in from an outside source of resources. And so you can have money coming in a shocking, surprising, unusual way. You could also have unexpected, shocking experiences that could come in from these institutions that are associated with the 8th house. So like tax collectors, debt, inheritance, tax money, insurance money. All of these things are associated with the 8th house. And so you might have some unexpected, really unusual experiences that come about around those themes. It could even be something like you unexpectedly get a letter from a collections agency and it really rattles you, and it's something that just came up out of nowhere and now you have to deal with it. Or it could be on the opposite end. Maybe you forgot about some sort of insurance money and it just shows up and you're like, whoa, money. So it could go either way. Uranus doesn't discriminate in that way. It tends to be kind of neutral. And the end results, again, of course, are positive. If it's a bill that comes up unexpectedly, maybe it's something you forgot about and it just showed up and it was like, oh, but then you deal with it and then you're liberated from debt. So, it could show up that way too. All right. And then for Scorpio and for Scorpio rising. So this energy is happening in your 2nd house of finance and in your 10th house of career. So this is a great week for career-related endeavors of all kinds. Anything that you want to put out there, anything that you want to launch into, anything that you want to initiate involving your work, your business, your career, your public status, or your public persona in general, you have the green light to do that this week, and it can really help to expand on your resources. So whatever projects you put out there this week, they have the opportunity to continue to expand and grow and provide for you in the future. And so this is a great week for any work-related projects, any work-related connections. If you work for someone else, this is a great time to reach out to people in positions of authority. So reaching out to your boss if you've been thinking about asking for a promotion or for a raise of some kind. Reaching out maybe to somebody who's in your field who you admire and asking for assistance or asking for guidance. This is a great week to do that too. And so, you have the green light, and really positive financial expansion can happen this week, even from things that you did in the past. You might suddenly get recognition for, a course that you taught or some sort of project that you completed that maybe at first you didn't get the recognition that you felt you deserved, but all of a sudden it comes in this week and things are expanding and you're having a lot of really great energy around that, and it's bringing you some more resources. And so it's a good week. If you're a Scorpio rising with your sun, moon rising anywhere from 3 to 9 degrees, you're having Uranus station on Sunday in your 7th house, and it'll be right on your descendant if you have those degrees being activated. But for everyone, this is stationing in your 7th house, and so you might have some unexpected revelations that come up in relationship, or unexpected changes to old contracts and agreements that you thought were set in stone, but maybe they're not so set in stone. You might have really weird situations that come up in one-on-one settings or in close personal relationships. Or you might come into a new relationship that just shows up out of the blue, and it's shocking and unusual and very different from the people that you would have connected with in the past. And so that could be part of that energy too. And if you've been feeling kind of stuck or bored in your current relationship, this energy can help to shake that up a little bit and change things for you moving forward, so it's more exciting and you feel much more liberated and you have a greater sense of excitement, independence, liberation within your partnership. All right. For Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising, this energy is happening in your sign with Jupiter stationing to go direct in Sagittarius at that 14th degree. So if you have your sun, moon rising anywhere from 11 to 17 degrees, you'll be feeling this the most. And so you'll have a really positive burst of energy. This is a great time for you to achieve and accomplish and expand on whatever you want to grow in your life, or whatever direction you want to move into. Now's the time to start moving forward in that direction, because there's such positive energy being just pointed right at you this week. So it's a very auspicious week for you to initiate whatever it is that you want to initiate, especially if it's connected to education, if it's connected to foreign travel, if it's connected to your belief systems and ideologies that you really hold dear. Launching into these things this week or providing some energy behind it is going to be very beneficial for you in growing and expanding on that moving forward. In general this week, you're going to feel much more excited and ambitious and optimistic, and you're just going to feel very good, especially if you've been feeling a lot of strain or stress over the past few weeks with all the eclipses and retrogrades and all the stuff that's been going on. This is going to be like a breath of fresh air where you're going to have this burst of really creative, ambitious, fortuitous energy. And so you can have actually like really good luck this week too. Just like things can show up and it's like, wow, that was lucky that happened. You might have a travel opportunity that shows up unexpectedly and it's like, wow, that's a great opportunity. That just showed up out of nowhere, right? Or a teaching opportunity or an opportunity to take a course. Like all of these things are going to yield positive results for you this week. Uranus is stationing to go retrograde in your 6th house, which is the house of health and daily routines. It's also the house of your work. And so there could be something that comes up that's shocking or disruptive related to your health. You might have an unusual circumstance or some sort of unusual, even like a new healing modality that comes into your life that really shakes up your current paradigm when it comes to health and healing. This could also bring disruption in the workplace, and so you can feel very frustrated with your daily habits and daily routines, especially related to your work. And so this could cause you to want to rebel and break free from an old way of engaging with your work and change something. Or something might change for you. The dynamic of your work might just abruptly change, and it's kind of like then you have to deal with all of these changes that are occurring in that area of life. But the end results again will be liberating, will allow you to have much more independence on a day-to-day basis when it comes to the way that you go about your work. And so even if it's disruptive in the moment, the end results should be quite positive for you in the long term. All right, and then for Capricorn and Capricorn rising. So for Capricorn rising, this energy is happening in your 8th and in your 12th house. And so this is a more of an internalized energy. This is a great week to just kick back, relax, go on some sort of retreat. If you've been having a hard time with all of the Saturn, Pluto, South Node energy that's been sitting on your ascendant during the eclipse season, now's a time where you can go inward, where you can do some healing work. This is a great time to do any sort of healing, especially if it's psychological healing or some sort of shamanic healing or journeying, something where you're really going deep and really tapping into that inner world and getting down to the core issues that are manifesting in ways that you don't really desire externally, because you'll be able to face all of that very easily, to see what it is that is causing disturbance for you and to really work through it and to create better balance and harmony on an internal subconscious level to promote healing externally as well. But this Jupiter energy in your 12th house, this is a great energy for creativity, for tapping into the subconscious realms. This is a great week for you to take time out, just take a step back, to spend more time in rest and reprieve, to take some time in solitude and, really just decompress and stop worrying so much about the day-to-day routine lifestyle that you've sort of created for yourself, to stop worrying so much about your burdens. You also have Uranus stationing to go retrograde in your 5th house, which is the house of play, joy, children, romance, all these really nice, fun things. And if you have your Capricorn rising or sun sign anywhere from 3 to 9 degrees, this will be trining your sun or your rising. And so this is going to bring really positive, but maybe abrupt changes that allow you to feel much more liberated, to feel much more passionate and excited, and to experience joy. Maybe you have an unexpected opportunity that comes up that allows you to do something that you used to really love to do, or to try something that you've never tried before, and you go and you do it and it's the most fun you've ever had. And so that's the type of energy this week. So if you have an unexpected opportunity that comes up, and that opportunity, even if it's a little strange or outside of the norm for you, if it feels exciting, definitely take hold of it, because this is a great week for that. All right, and then Aquarius and Aquarius rising. So for Aquarius rising, this is happening in your 7th and in your 11th house. And so this is a great week for you to get yourself back out there, to connect with friends, to connect with, people that you love to spend time with, to connect with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your spouse, somebody that you care about and that you're really close with, because you have that energy of the sun and Venus in your 7th house of relationships. This is a great time to negotiate or renegotiate contracts or agreements, especially if they involve groups of people or networks that you belong to. Aquarius people have been going through a lot with Saturn in your 12th house. You've been having to let go of a lot. Now's a time to really get back out there and embrace your connections with the world, to embrace your connections with humanity, to embrace your connections with your friends and the people that you like to spend time with. So this is a great time for any type of social activity, be it one-on-one social activity with a partner, or group activity, or joining a new club, joining a new organization, forming an organization, especially if it's an altruistic sort of endeavor that you want to engage in. This is a great week for all of that. Uranus is going to be stationing retrograde in your 4th house, and so there could be some shocking revelations that come through 4th house themes. And so you might have a disturbance in your family dynamic. You might have an unexpected message related to family, or some sort of shocking news that comes from your family this week. You could have a change in the dynamic of your home life. You could have something that comes up that causes you to have to change really abruptly your place of living, or something about your home space. If you're an Aquarius rising with your sun, moon rising, so sun, moon, or rising between 3 and 9 degrees, this energy is going to be squaring your sun, your moon, your rising. And so this can bring rather abrupt changes that can feel much more challenging and much more disruptive. But the end results are going to be liberation and excitement, and you embracing new, innovative types of ideas and endeavors that you never would have thought of or never would have embraced in the past. And so for an Aquarius, Uranus is the ruler of your sign. So this is an energy that can shake things up and keep things interesting for you in a way that you might actually enjoy, even if it is a little uncomfortable in the moment. All right. And then for Pisces and for Pisces rising. So for you guys, this trine energy is happening in your 6th house of health and daily routines. It's also the house of work, especially your day-to-day work experience. And this is really making a beautiful trine up to Jupiter in the sign of Sagittarius, which is stationing direct in your 10th house of career. And so this is a week where you might get some positive recognition for a project that you've been working on a day-to-day basis, maybe more behind the scenes. You might have recognition from coworkers or from people in positions of power and authority for a job well done. You might just have a lot of really beneficial connections and interactions with your coworkers or through your work this week. Work might feel more exciting and happy and pleasurable for you, a lot easier to contend with and deal with if that's something that has been feeling like more of a struggle. This is a great week to do anything and everything to improve your health, to improve your nutrition, to improve your workout regimens in a way that's going to be much more balanced and harmonious, and that's going to help to create harmony and homeostasis within the body. And so this is a great week for all of those types of things. Uranus is stationing to go retrograde in your 3rd house this week. And so the 3rd house is the house of ideas. It's the house of mental activity and communication. And so you might have some shocking, unexpected communication that comes in this week. If you're a Pisces rising sign in particular, between that 3rd and 9th degree, you might have some really positive news that comes in that changes the trajectory of an important project or an important relationship in your life this week, or an important contract, but changes it in a positive way that allows you much more freedom and liberation through the modifications that are coming about. But you might have some really weird information that comes in, really strange, that really goes up against your current paradigm. Open your mind to it, because it's going to be much easier for you to allow yourself to entertain the idea of these really strange, unusual thought processes or information or ideas than it is to resist them, because that's where it's going to become a little bit more difficult. And so that's the energy for Pisces, and that is all 12 signs. So thank you all so much for watching this video. If you want to book a reading with me, I'm still doing single question readings for right now while I work to catch up on longer readings and all of the other things that I've been working on. And thank you guys so much. If you liked this video and you felt like it was helpful to you, please subscribe to my channel so you'll never miss an important update on the astrology, and like this video and share it with your friends if you feel like they can benefit from this information, because it's really my goal to provide guidance to as many people as possible each week through these videos. And so and this is a great week too, so it can help people to feel excited about life again, because it's been a little bit crazy. And yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.